Neutralize the archive, or we pull the trigger.
You already tried. I'm still here.
The Nevada sun beat down on the desolate sprawl of Fort Ironwood, a forgotten military outpost nestled in the sagebrush plains. Dust swirled around Ellen Harper's boots as she hauled crates of medical supplies into a weathered storage shed. At 42, she was lean, her movements precise, almost mechanical stack, align, secure, repeat. Her fatigues were sweat-stained, her face smudged with grit. To the other soldiers, she was just another logistics clerk, a quiet fixture who kept the base's skeleton crew running. No one asked about her past. No one cared. Ellen preferred it that way. She avoided the mess hall, skipped poker nights in the rec tent, and kept her bunk Spartan. Her name tag read, Harper, and her file, if anyone bothered to check, listed 3 tours and supply chains across bases in Texas and California. No medals, no reprimands, just a blank slate. That was how she survived. "Hey, crate lady," a voice barked from the watchtower. Probably Jenkins, the cocky guard who loved his nicknames. Ellen didn't flinch. She kept stacking, her hands steady. The world had changed since her early days in the army. Wars were quieter now, fought with drones and data, not tanks. Soldiers like her rotated through, did their time, and hoped to go home whole. Standing out was a risk she couldn't afford. That morning, General Robert Kane arrived unannounced. His visit was logged as a routine inspection, logistics, fuel lines, nothing special. A 2-star general with a reputation for precision, Kane was trailed by aides and a photographer snapping shots for the Pentagon's morale campaign. He strode along the perimeter, nodding at soldiers, until his eyes caught Ellen adjusting a crate. Her sleeve snagged, revealing a faded patch on her vest, a small, dark eagle, its wings curled like a shield. It was barely noticeable, but Kane froze. He stepped closer, dismissing an aide mid-sentence. "Sergeant Harper?" he asked, voice low. "Yes, sir." She saluted, her face blank. "That patch," he said, pointing. "What is it?" "Just a memento, sir." "Old unit." His eyes narrowed. "That's no standard issue." "Where'd you get it?" Ellen's voice was steady. "Operation Dust Veil, New Mexico, 2015. Kane's jaw tightened. Dust Veil wasn't in any public record. It was a ghost op, buried so deep even he, a general with top clearance, had only heard whispers. The Eagle patch belonged to Shadow Wing, a unit that didn't exist, recruited from Green Berets, CIA operatives, and private contractors. No names, no memorials. They were all presumed dead. Except, apparently, Ellen. "I'm asking again, Sergeant," Kane said. "Where'd you get it?" She met his gaze, her eyes sharp as flint. "I earned it, sir." "Clear my schedule," Kane snapped to his aide. "Harper, you're with me." They walked to the command trailer, ignoring curious glances from passing soldiers. Inside, Kane locked the door and pulled a sealed case from his gear. A file marked Shadow Wing, Dust Veil Termination, landed on the table with a thud. "You're going to tell me how you're alive?" he said. Ellen exhaled slowly. "Because I wasn't supposed to be." The trailer's air felt heavier, the hum of the AC barely masking the silence. Kane opened the file, revealing redacted pages and a single photo. 5 operatives in black gear, faces obscured except for one, Ellen Harper, codename Sparrow. "Your team thought you died in the extraction," he said. "They were told I did," she replied. "I survived a sniper hit, crawled 3 miles through a canyon, and vanished. Tried to signal command once. No answer. I assumed they'd erased me." Kane studied her. Her posture was too disciplined, her words too measured for a clerk. "Dust Veil was a mess," he said. "We sent Shadow Wing to intercept a drone tech shipment headed to a rogue militia. But it wasn't militia gear, was it?" "No, sir," Ellen said, her voice cold. "It was U.S.-made tech, funneled through a defense contractor to arm both sides of a border skirmish. We found manifests, serial numbers, emails. Someone was profiting off chaos. We weren't meant to walk away." "Where's the proof?" Kane asked. Ellen tapped her belt, where a microchip was sewn into the lining. "Right here. Kept it for 7 years. If I'd turned it in, I'd be dead for real." Kane paced, his mind racing. He'd approved Dust Veil from a Pentagon war room, but the op had smelled wrong. Too many redactions, too little oversight. "You're saying someone ordered your team's elimination?" "Not someone," Ellen said. A network. Contractors, Pentagon liaisons, even a senator's aide. They buried Shadow Wing to hide their tracks. That night, the base's perimeter alarms chirped a soft pattern, for short, one long. Ellen's instincts kicked in before her eyes opened. Not a coyote. She slipped outside, spotting 3 figures moving along the fence, too silent, too precise. Contractors, not soldiers. She sprinted to Kane's trailer. He was already up, pistol in hand. They're here for me, she said. They're not ours, Kane growled, radioing a lockdown. To the base, it felt like a drill, but Ellen saw the signs. A camera went dark. A vehicle revved near the airstrip. This was no scare tactic. They wanted her erased. A single explosion rocked the north fence, small, controlled, meant to sow chaos. Ellen and Kane ducked into a Cold War-era bunker beneath the base. She pulled a cable from her boot, a chip loaded with intel, videos, audio logs, transaction records. One file stopped Kane cold a call between a contractor CEO and a Pentagon official. If Shadow Wing reports back, we're done. Make it clean. This could burn DC. To the ground, Kane said. First, we survive, Ellen replied. She opened a hidden locker, revealing silenced rifles, EMP grenades, and a drone. You planned for this? Kane asked. Since I saw your name on the roster, she said. The attack came fast. 3 operatives breached the bunker's outer hall, night vision goggles glinting. Ellen planted a flashbang behind a crate, took position, and waited. The first figure rounded the corner. Her shot was silent, precise. The second tossed a flashbang, but Ellen's training kicked and ducked, eyes shut, and fired again. Kane took the third, his aim shaky but effective. They zip-tied the survivor, a man Ellen recognized, Carl Vance, ex-ranger, blacklisted after a botched op in Arizona. They're using ghosts like me, she said. Erased assets. Marines stormed in minutes later, led by Captain Torres. What the hell's going on, sir? He demanded. Kane's voice was steel. Treason. Get this prisoner to interrogation. In a makeshift cell, Ellen faced Vance. Remember me? She asked. Yuma, 2015. You left me bleeding. Guess they didn't bury us deep enough. He smirked. You're fighting a machine, Harper. It's bigger than you. I'm not fighting to survive, she said. I'm fighting to end it. By dawn, Ellen and Kane copied the chip's data onto 4 encrypted drives, each sent to trusted channels. A congressional oversight committee, the Pentagon's inspector general, a journalist with a history of exposing corruption, and one for public release. If we die, Ellen said, these go live. At 4:30 a.m., a satellite ping masked as a weather scan hit the base. Drone strike prep, Ellen said. She activated a relocation protocol she'd prepped weeks ago, moving key personnel and data to a defunct storage site 10 miles out. At 5:15, a drone leveled Fort Ironwood's command center. From the safe house, Ellen and Kane watched the feed. They'll say I'm dead, she said. Then we make them choke on the truth, Kane replied. Ellen hijacked the contractor's own dark web servers, leaking the files through a whistleblower network, a live-streamed veterans rally, and 19 global journalists. She recorded a video. I was Shadow Wing. We were sent to die because we saw too much. This is the truth they buried. The screen showed her team's faces, smiling, alive. They thought silence would win. They were wrong. The video hit at noon. By 12:10, Shadow Wing Exposed trended across platforms. Clips spread on social media, fueling outrage. The Pentagon's vague denial, investigating unverified leaks, only fanned the flames. By 2 p.m., Congress called an emergency hearing. 2 senators linked to the scandal faced expulsion. A contractor CEO was indicted. Then came the second leak, not from Ellen. Grainy 2015 footage of body bags loaded onto a chopper. A voice said, no next of kin. Never were. The public saw not just corruption, but murder. Ellen and Kane hid in a bunker 50 feet below Nevada's sands, watching takedown attempts fail. They'd need to kill the internet, Ellen said. By evening, internal Pentagon leaks memos, strike maps, helmet cam footage poured out. One clip showed Shadow Wing raiding a supposed arms cache, finding only civilians. Another showed their chopper downed by friendly fire. At 7 p.m., a whistleblower from the CIA's Black Ops Division released a confession. Shadow Wing was a tool for deniable hits, erased when it suited the powerful. They made ghosts, he said, then hunted them. Kane pulled a file he'd kept hidden for years. Shadow Wing wasn't the first, he said. They ran ops like this since the '80s, same playbook, different names. Ellen armed a dead man's switch, codenamed Dawnbreak. If she didn't check in daily, the full archive names, biometrics, orders would flood 400 servers worldwide. At 2 a.m., a secure line rang. A voice invoked Directive 7B, national threat. Kane hung up. Tell them I don't answer to shadows. By sunrise, unmarked SUVs surrounded the bunker. Ellen stepped into the open, unarmed, baiting them. A man in a suit approached, handing her a tablet. It showed Omega Cascade, a plan to crash the U.S. power grid, blaming a foreign hack, to bury her leak under martial law. Neutralize your archive in 48 hours, or we pull the trigger, he said. Ellen stared at the screen. They'll burn the country to save themselves. We're the target, Kane said. But we're not alone. Across the U.S., others acted. A veteran posted Shadow Wing's training logs, proving its sanction. A clerk leaked a 2016 memo authorizing asset sanitization. By noon, public fury forced the president to launch a tribunal. The suit, a contractor named Gerald Holt, vanished, rumored to be hiding in a Gulf estate. Ellen knew better. She'd seen his body in a Vegas alley, one shot to the heart. In a sealed D.C. chamber, Ellen faced a panel of operatives. A woman in a Navy suit offered two paths: disappear forever or join a new black cell to hunt internal threats. Ellen tossed her eagle patch into a shredder. I'm done with your cages, she said. She vanished that night, leaving no trace. But her shadow lingered. A soldier mailed her team's photo to papers. A retiree in Ohio stopped checking his locks. In a Wyoming training camp, a woman with no name trained recruits, her presence a whisper. She's a ghost, the instructor said, but she'll make you unbreakable. 2 years later, Kane stood at Fort Ironwood's ruins. Inside Ellen's old locker, a note. Bury a seed in sand, it still grows. In D.C., a steel eagle badge hung in a Pentagon hallway, no plaque, no name. Soldiers saluted it anyway. The tribunal convicted 3 senators and 2 CEOs. The system didn't collapse, but it cracked. Ellen, wherever she was, watched the horizon. She'd given the truth. Now it was theirs to wield.